Hi, my name is Jeff Newell, Clinical Sales Manager at Orthoped. Today we are going to discuss the NEXO system for upper extremity from Fillauer. Few significant changes have been made to body upper extremity prostheses in many years. Many patients complain of weight, appearance, stiffness, and alignment of the devices we provide. In this presentation, practitioners will be introduced to a new system and material for fabricating upper extremity devices that will significantly simplify fabrication and fitting. The patient will benefit from a lightweight, adjustable modern prosthesis. NEXO. It's a device that's not endo or exo. It's the next exo. This is what the system would look like after lamination and assembly has been completed. This, of course, is if the patient has decided to go without a cover. Sleek and low profile, it is easily covered, but every patient that has been fit so far has opted out to have a cover because of the functionality. So let's look at what goes into the NEXO. What you see here are the components that make up the NEXO. First, let's start with the socket ring. The socket ring allows you to connect to the socket. The socket ring comes in two versions. The ring on the right is the adhesive version or cosmetic version. Low profile rods are adhered with polyurethane adhesive. The ring on the left, more commonly used, allows for easy removal of the rods for infinite adjustment, but you do have larger bumps on the side of the socket. This is not a concern if the patient is not going to have a cover. Proximal connection. What does the proximal connection allow us? Adjustability. Heat the adhesive version and pull out the rods, or with the set screw version, just pull the screws out and remove the rods. Force transfer to proximal end of socket. The distal end of the limb is not getting the forces transferred to it that usually occurs because it is open in a flexible insert. Patients have reported improved perception of what they are doing out of the terminal device. This may be because the reduced weight, so the patient feels better on what is out at the distal end, as opposed to all the weight of the socket in between. The forces gets transferred further up on the limb, opposed to the distal tip. So as far as adjustability goes, once the device is fabricated, you have the ability to adjust the alignment considerably. Actually, this socket is misaligned by approximately 20 degrees. I can very easily shorten the length by simply moving the wrist unit proximally and cutting off the excess rods. Adjusting the angulation, this socket is now correctly aligned. Tip deflection. This is one of the biggest things we found. Because the rods are flexible, we have good impact absorption, soaks up the forces that are normally transferred to the patient's limb. It also dissipates a lot of vibration. Distal rotation. Distal rotation reduces the shear forces to the residual limb from rotation. Peak rods are a very specific plastic that is used, PolyEther ether ketone. These rods are very flexible and durable, unable to be broken unless the rod has been notched. They've only had one fracture in 3.5 years of testing. Lightweight, very lightweight material. Temperature resistant up to 250 degrees Celsius. Part of the design is like spokes in a wheel. The tension of the rods keeps them holding in place and makes the flexible rods into a rigid device. Wrist adapter. The final component is the wrist adapter. There are two options for the wrist adapter. Quick disconnect wrist, which is a UMC style disconnect. High strength lock positions. Easily switching of terminal devices. Constant friction wrist. We-style friction. Low weight, small size for pediatric or cosmetic covering. Open distal end. A few things the open distal end does for you. Simple clean lamination, weight reduction, access for pulling in and during donning, reduced impact on distal limb. Simple lamination. Let's look at the components one more time. As I mentioned earlier, there are two options with regards to the kits available: set screw and adhesive kit. Each kit consists of rods, proximal ring, wrist unit, and tools for fabrication. When ordering, choose either adhesive or set screw kit. Decide on ring size. There are 5 sizes available. A circumference measurement is taken 1 to 2 inches up from the distal end of the residual limb. Then choose the appropriate ring. Thank you.